Hey there, YouTube. This is Running Gun with Andrew and Chris. I'm Andrew.
I'm Chris. Let's get warm. Getting warm.
So I know that we are a fairly new YouTube channel, but we've already gotten a lot of requests on what kind of rifles we're running and why we chose these rifles. And these are the rifles that we're going to be running in most of our videos. These are our preferred weapon systems that we choose to operate.
We're going to go over the differences of what Drew's running versus what I'm running, and kind of dive a little bit into the details of what the differences are in our weapon systems. This is the PWS, Primary Weapon Systems Mark 110 pistol. It is classified as a pistol in that it is a short barrel, which would otherwise be called a short barreled rifle. What makes it classified as a pistol is that it does not have a shoulder fire capable collapsible stock, and it has a barrel shorter than 16 inches. What's really important, to remember is to always stay within the legal limits, whether you disagree with them or not. So this is a 10.5 inch barrel, obviously sub 16 inch barrel, and it's not considered a short barrel rifle because I'm running it with the Sig Sauer SB15. It's the pistol brace, Sig brace they call it. And it was originally designed for shooters with handicaps to assist them in shooting. So you could shoot it in a one-handed configuration, but I run it as a stock. And we were discussing the legalities of the SB15 and shooting it as a shoulder fire stock. The ATF has deemed it with an official letter that the SB15 can be utilized in whichever way, shape, or form you decide to use it.
Originally, whenever people were using them at first, there was a lot of, I remember at SHOT Show,
controversy.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy about, I bought this, why can't I use it? For whatever legal purposes that I desire.
And it makes sense, do you really want to be at a range shooting something and somebody automatically point a finger at you and say, now you're using that in an illegal manner? It's pretty un-American, in my opinion. So yeah, this is a gas piston system in contrast to what Drew's running, and as a general overview, we'll go over what Drew's running here.
Okay, and I'm running a BCM Jack carbine. This is pretty much a updated version of the standard M4 carbine. It's actually a 14.5 inch barrel, which 16 inches is the legal cutoff for it to be considered an SBR. But 14.5 inch barrels are still available, but what you have to do is get your muzzle device, be it a compensator, flash hider, what have you, welded to the barrel. So it technically counts as part of the barrel, bringing the total length to 16 inches.
As you can see, I have a much shorter weapon system than what Drew is running. Usage-wise, I would be able to move around corners and whatnot, theoretically, it being a close quarters combat rifle configuration. His would be more of a mid-range rifleman kind of configuration, reaching out further distances. Also having a magnified optic would be more capable of ringing targets out at farther distances. If you're aware of the AR-15 world, then you'll know that it's a unending battle of which rifle's better, which rifle system is cleaner, runs better, runs more reliably.
And of course, PWS is renowned for their gas piston rifles, as is BCM renowned for their direct impingement rifles. So we've got pretty much the top tier of both worlds here. So we're going to jump right into the differences between direct impingement rifles and gas piston rifles. Let's do a quick chamber check. Clear? Clear? So direct impingement, this is pretty much an updated version of the old M4 carbine. And it's been around for decades. This is the latest iteration of it. What's going to happen is you're going to pull your trigger, and that's going to set off your round, and that round and all the pressure is going to travel through your barrel, and it's going to hit this gas tube, the gas block, and it's going to come through, and that gas is what's going to push your bolt back and actually cause your weapon to cycle. And since that gas is blowing into your chamber, all of this area is going to get blasted. It's going to be it's pretty dirty, and I guess the improvements that they made on the gas piston systems were pretty much to make a cleaner functioning weapon.
So the way a gas piston system works is in a similar way, fire the round. The bullet travels down the barrel, and the gases behind it go into its gas block, and it actuates a piston, which, as opposed to on a direct impingement rifle, it's a tube where the gas goes into the bolt carrier group. On a piston, the gas pushes a solid rod, which is connected to the bolt carrier group, and pushes the entire rod with the bolt carrier group back. And no gases get into the gas ports, and there actually is no need for gas ports on the bolt carrier group because no carbon or any buildup of the sort gets in there. So it is a cleaner running system. You could fire 1,000 rounds out of this thing, pull the bolt carrier group out, and it's cold to the touch. So that is the improvement.
I'm not a big fan of gas piston, personally. I think that they're a little heavier. They're just all different. Commonality of parts is something that I always think about. And, you know, almost 90% of ARs are
Direct
impingement.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, that's part of, if you're looking into purchasing rifles, it's a thing to consider. You know, if you have a shit hits the fan mindset, you know, a prepping mindset, then you probably want to go with the direct impingement rifle, because parts are common with U.S. military rifles, or, you know, what, like you said, 90% of the world's population has in black rifles. If anything ever malfunctions, breaks, whatnot, he can find a rifle on the next dead person over to the left of him, and or I'm to the left of you, and replace his rifle parts with something else. Me, on the other hand, everything here is proprietary parts from PWS. It'd be a lot more difficult to do so.
Of course, you would definitely be at that breaking point if you're pushing this.
Yeah. You know, these are...
You're probably in a lot of trouble if your rifle has fallen apart and you need a replacement bolt.
That being said, you know, there's no law saying you can't have more than one rifle, so you might as well have both.
Could have both. Yeah, of course, it's all up to shooter preference, though. You know, if you get your hands on a weapon and you just love it, then that is what's important. If you think that you can perform to your max capacity with that weapon, then I would say go with that weapon every time, no matter manufacturer. We're just here stating our preferences.
Yeah, absolutely. Guns are as subjective as, you know, what car you drive, what color you want your car, all that. What you run is going to be up to your personal preference. I like a shorter configuration, but my next rifle will probably be a full-size, you know, 14.5 barrel carbine, just so I can have that variance in there. It's always good to have multiple tools in your tool bag, and weapons are no different. They're simply tools.
And of course, we've done a little bit of customization to each of our rifles, which is another advantage of the AR platform. I've gone ahead and put an AFG on there because I like to do super operator stuff. I've also got a WML that actually came with the Jack carbine, and I'm a huge fan of it's the Enforce WML. Very good light. I'm also running a Trigicon ACOG 4x32, and this is the standard Marine Corps optic. Of course, this one is for an M4. They also have them for the M16, which is a 20-inch barrel. It also came with the BCM gunfighter grip, of course, BCM carbine, and it originally comes with a B5 SOTMOD stock, which is a super lightweight stock, and I just put a Magpul ACS on there. And of course, I like to shoot in different positions whenever I'm in the prone. I usually like to go full length. Whenever running drills, usually keep it a little shorter, like there, which you can't do with the SIG brace.
As we said earlier, this is the SIG arm brace. It's non-collapsible. It's not actually designed to be a stock. I do run it in that configuration though.
And what kind of sling you got on there?
This is the Ares Armor adamantium sling. It's very easy to transition your length of pulls with it using the slider here. Other accessories, I'm also running a BCM vertical grip. Another feature that both of us are running is the bad levers. He's using the Magpul. I'm using one made by Tactical Link. The Geisley 2-stage 3-gun competition trigger. And other accessories I'm running on this thing is just a few grip rail covers. It's always good because we know these things get hot. Flip-up sights from Magpul, steel. They're steel flip-up sights.
The Magpul Pro sights.
And then the primary arms Aimpoint T1 clone. And then my muzzle brake, in contrast to his, is an Ares Armor FNA muzzle brake. And we'll be going over our accessories a lot more in depth. We'll do a whole nother video just on accessories.
If you guys have any more questions, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. Anything else you guys want to see? We'll be doing some more shooting videos, hopefully in the next coming weeks. Run some drills. You guys got any suggestions, let us know.
And also gear reviews. We'll be doing gear reviews intermittently in between shooting videos, you know, and eventually into our drill side, combining the two, you know, using that gear out in the field or on the shooting range and showing, you know, transitions, reloads, and whatnot. We'll be diving pretty deep into it.
Don't forget that somebody's always training harder than you out there.
And remember, it's not about what gear you have, it's about how proficient and well trained you are with that gear. Thanks for joining us. This is RunninGun with Andrew and Chris. Until next time.